When people talk about the Temptations, they talk about the names that are forever written into music history. But throughout the long and legendary history of the Temptations, there are other members, some that stayed for years and some that changed the group forever, and there are some that was there for a brief moment. Yet, their story still matters because every chapter matters, every voice matters, and every member become part of the legacy. One of the most overlooked names in the Temptations history is a singer whose journey as a Temptation was very brief. If you blink, you missed it. However, it connected him to one of the greatest groups in music history. This is the story of Eddie Kendrick's very first replacement, and he is also the most forgotten Temptation member ever. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Ricky Owens. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Born Richard Edgar Owens on April 24th, 1939 in St. Louis, Missouri. Like many gifted singers of his generation, Ricky grew up during the golden age of American music. Music shaped the culture, and young singers across America dreamed of making it big. Ricky, he was one of them. He developed his talent through dedication, performance, and passion. Those early years was built on the foundation for everything that would follow. In 1956, he joined a group that was named the Jayhawks. They had a hit that same year with the song Stranded in the Jungle that peaked number 18 on the charts.
So come on, pretty baby, just you and me.
Meanwhile, back in the jungle.
After a few lineup changes, the group had another hit with the song The Wasui in 1961. This song peaked number 25 on the charts. The group also had another hit under a different name, the Marathons, with the song Peanut Butter.
I like peanut butter, creamy peanut butter.
The group recorded a couple of Northern Soul classics since their initial hit on Atlantic Records in 1963. A cover of their song, My Girl Sloopy, that was retitled Hang On Sloopy. Their 1968 song, Cause You're Mine. Now this song is listed number 48 in the Northern Soul Top 500. A later single, Surprise Party for Baby, and this song was listed 188 in the Northern Soul Top 500. The group that was going by the name The Vibrations, they briefly broke up in 1971. During this time, Owens, he had a chance to change his life forever, as he received the opportunity to become a member of the Temptations. He was handpicked to be Eddie Kendrick's first replacement. The 60s was one of the greatest periods in music history. MOTOWN was dominating, so music was exploding. Groups was rising everywhere, and competitions, it was intense. Only the best survive. This was the world that Ricky Owens entered. A world filled with opportunity, but also enormous pressure. To succeed, talent alone wasn't enough. You need timing, presence, and persistence. By the late 60s, the Temptations was already icons. There was more than just singers. There was a phenomenon. Everything about the Temptations represent excellence. But maintaining greatness wasn't easy. The group experienced changes and internal challenges, departures, and constant pressures to remain at the top. This created opportunities for new talent, and eventually, Ricky Owens entered the picture. Joining the Temptations was no ordinary opportunity. It was one of the most demanding roles in music. Every member was expected to perform at an elite level. The expectations was enormous. Ricky Owens stepped into that environment that was built on perfection. He now carries the responsibility of helping maintain one of music's most prestigious brands. That was no small task. One of the hardest challenges of any Temptations was facing comparisons. Fans compared every new member to those who came before. That meant living in the shadows of legends. For Ricky, this made his time with the group especially difficult. He wasn't simply trying to succeed. He was trying to succeed inside a legendary institution. Ricky Owens' time with the Temptations was very brief. Compared to the iconic long-running members, his tenure was short, but short doesn't mean it's unimportant. Even brief chapters contribute to the larger story. His presence reflected the constant evolution of the Temptations. The group had to adapt repeatedly to survive. Every member represented part of that ongoing journey. Ricky became part of one of those chapters, a lesser known chapter, but still an important piece of the story. If Ricky had just got it and stayed, then we would have never got Damon Harris. He was let go after a few engagements. It was said that when he went to go sing Just My Imagination, he forgot the lyrics, which resulted into them getting booed. And that was the final straw. After his brief stint as a Temptation, Owens and the other Vibrations regrouped and continued. Eventually, they became a nightclub act during the mid-70s before officially disbanding in 1976. Sadly, on December 6, 1996, Ricky Owens passed away. Music history often focuses on superstars, but many stories exist beyond the spotlight. Stories about artists who contribute, even if it's only briefly. Ricky Owens represents one of those stories. His connection to the Temptations reminds us that history is larger than just a few names. Even though Ricky Owens is rarely discussed in mainstream Temptation history, his story remains significant. Why? Because being part of the Temptations means being connected into something bigger. It means being part of a legacy that changed music forever. That connection matters, and it deserves recognition. One of the most fascinating parts of music history is uncovering forgotten chapters. The names of many people never learned. The stories many people never heard. These stories help us understand the full picture. Ricky Owens represents one of those forgotten chapters. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What member of the Temptations should I cover next? While I have y'all here, if you would like to support the channel further, then feel free to become a member. By doing so, you help make these videos possible. I thank each and every one of you who supported me along this journey.